My very first job was actually in a drapery shop in Waipu in the northern part of New Zealand. I had just left school and I was trying to decide what I wanted to do. I didn't want to go to university, and in those days you were either, the only options really for girls who left home were to be dental nurses or school teachers. I don't think you can have, if you're a writer, you can't have one without the other. Really, that's a sort of open-ended question which is impossible to. I see reading as part of the writing process, and I read every day, and I don't necessarily write every day, but I do read every day passionately. Committed, friendly, at heart a bit of a loner. I think of where I live on the hill in Hataitai, Wellington, as being the place that I love beyond words. There are so many parts of my life that have been influenced by place, and certainly Waipu that I've just talked about is one of those places. But I have lived in the same place on the same hill now for 53 years. And I look out over Cook Strait, the hills, the mountains, the sea, and I can't imagine any other place in the world to live. And I think that I'm incredibly fortunate to do so. Well, it had to be English really, because I suppose because I was good at it. I won the English prize in my first year in high school. And as someone who was quite a solitary child, in the way that I was brought up, I did discover very early that writing in words opened doors for me. I do occasionally dog ear, but not too much. I really quite like a book. A book is something that somebody has designed and put a lot of thought into, and I like the beauty of the book itself. And so yes, I do. Not only do I use bookmarks, I not so much now, but in the past I've collected them. Oh, Alice Munro. Yes, the Canadian writer Alice Munro, whose work I admire beyond perhaps any other. I've always been very fond of Becky Sharp in Vanity Fair, who was not terribly nice, and I guess I shouldn't say that she's my favourite because she really wasn't particularly nice to her children. I think being kind to children is terribly important. What I see in the groups that I've facilitated over the years is that people tend to think that what they write down is going to be what other people read. They don't perceive that it's a first draft. It creates a barrier, that audience out there of who is going to read this. But my advice to people doing this is, until you release it into the world with all the additions and editions that you might make to the piece of work, it belongs to you and you alone. And you don't think about that audience out there. Just think about what you want to put on the page. Just do it. Yeah.